Hello, everyone. My name is Cheryl Sawyer. I'm a senior or a Ruby ambassador for Plexus. But we're just going to go over a few things and then we'll open up to questions. Tonight, I'm going to talk a lot about Facebook and how to navigate through Facebook. But to start off, I want to talk about our upcoming events. This Friday is our big team meeting in Dallas. We're going to start at 6, and from 6 to 7 will be our opportunity meeting. So you can bring any potentials that you have. They can be customers, or they could be somebody who's just hearing about Plexus and wants to know more before they even place an order. So it can be customers or ambassador potentials. Bring those. And then from 7 to 9 will be our team training, and we'll have our Diamond ambassador, Tamra, and a Sapphire ambassador, Nicole. Our Emerald was supposed to be coming, Lisa, but she's not going to be able to make it. So we'll have those two, and then of course, our personal Bridget, who hopefully will hit Emerald this month. And then on Tuesday, we have the 3 Diamonds and a Dude in Douglasville. That's going to be at the Douglasville Conference Center from 6:30 to 8:30. So we're going to try to get to both of those. If you can't, not a big deal, but those are the two upcoming events. Next week, our team meeting is going to be pre-recorded. We'll share the recording on Tuesday, since our 3 Diamonds and a Dude is the same night. So we'll pre-record that and share that with you guys next Tuesday. We're hoping to have Angel and Bridget both on that call. Angel's not feeling well tonight, and she didn't want to come on here and totally be coughing in your ears. So we'll get with her next week and hopefully have her and Bridget on that one. All right, so we're just going to start. I'm going to show you some stuff on Facebook, and then again at the end we'll open it up for questions. I'm going to share my screen. The easiest thing is to just do questions at the end. So if you have a thought that comes up, just jot it down so that we can go over it later. But first I want to talk about our group pages. Everyone might have different group pages because you have different levels than I do as far as your upline goes. But I'm just going to show you in general. You should definitely be on our Diamond Driven Ambassadors. This is ran by me and Dodie. I'm going to close this out. So I want to show you some things. This is going to be obviously the same for every group that you're in. So here's your group page. Obviously, if there's a pinned post, that means that one's constantly going to be at the top. It would be something that, like, I felt this was important to talk about how to search on a page. So I pinned it, so no matter what, it's always going to be the first message at the top. So if at some point you decide to do your own group, when you post something, you can click here and then pin post, and you can have multiple pinned posts as well. So yeah, they're going to be posted just like on your Facebook page. At the top, you can see we have a files folder and photos. On files, if you'll click there, if you're ever in need of information, you can click on the files on here and find different actual files. It's going to be a Word document. You can search your files here, which we'll go over, but this is great information and good. It can answer a lot of questions. I have it set up under photos. I have a couple folders set up, and I'll update these every once in a while, but I try to name them in regards to what kind of images you can find. But if you're having a hard time and you're like, oh, I need a picture about the business opportunity, come in here and click on opportunity images. And then my computer's running really slow today, but these are different images that you could use to share about the opportunity. They're not going to have information on each, but it is good to have these images that you could use. So there's lots of them there. Let's see. All right, so to search a group, you're going to come up to this bar here. It's going to be different on your phone. It's not really that easy to search on your phone, but we are going to try to touch base on that. I'm not sure how I'm going to really show it to you, but on your desktop, you can search a group. So if you wanted to type in training to see all the training videos that we've posted, it's going to pull up any post that had the word training in it. So you can see last night's training information, the last week's video, information about every post that has the word training will show up for you. If you wanted to, let's say Dodie posted something that you really liked and you wanted to share it, but you don't have access to it right now, you can just search Dodie. It's going to show you everything that she's even commented on, but you could look back and find her post. So there she posted on March 1st, and this is what she posted. So there, you can search anything. We're just now getting to really using this page, so I'll show you in a different page how to search specific topics, because this one's probably going to be limited since it's kind of newer. The page isn't new, but we haven't really been using it. But to add people, so once you sign an ambassador, you want to add your ambassadors to our group page. You'll click on add people to group, type in their name. Show you an example if my computer will go fast enough. It's not going to go fast enough, but their name, all your, like if you were typing in Lindsay, you were typing okay, there we go, and it's going to show you all of the Lindsays, and you can click on their name. It'll say already a member if they are a member of the group already. I think that's it on this page. I'm going to go to a more used page. So our Diamond Bound Rock Stars, most of you should be on this page. This is Bridget, ran by Bridget, her page, and she posts a lot of great information. So we're going to click on here. Again, my computer's going really slow. Sorry. There it goes. All right, so this is Bridget's Diamond Bound Rock Stars. So let's search compensation. These are going to be your business pages, so they're mostly going to be about the business. We'll go into testimonies in a few minutes. So if you had a question about compensation, you could type in compensation and you can look up all the different posts that talk about compensation. So this is coming up because it talks about somewhere within the post that we were going to talk about the comp plan. But yeah, so again, you can just search anything you want. She has amazing files as well. It's going slow. There we go. And all of these files, you can either just view it or download it to your computer. Click on it, and then here you can choose to preview or download. All right, now I want to go over some testimonial pages because that's really where we're going to want to search a lot when we have an a potential customer that's telling us what they're having a problem with. So there's a couple. There's Plexus Journeys, and there's Life-Changing Plexus Testimonies, and there's Plexus Testimonials. These are the three that I personally use a lot. There's a lot of other ones out there. There's even some with specific products or specific issues, so like Plexus and fibromyalgia. But these are the three big ones that are going to give you information on pretty much every testimony or type of testimony. So click on one. I did the Plexus Journeys. We're going to just search fibromyalgia because that one comes up a lot. I didn't spell it. Or did I? I don't know. Okay. All right. So once you search, all of the testimonies will come up, or all the posts that are posted with that word are going to come up. So you're going to want to look through these and find one that kind of relates more to the person that you're looking at for. So you can, it's hard to say, but if you're looking through these and say you have somebody who has fibromyalgia, like this one, I like this one because it has fibromyalgia and they have arthritis. So if somebody's like, well, I have this issue, and this issue, you can look through and try to find one that kind of relates best to them. Don't just highlight the first one and share that one because that may not be the best one for them. But definitely look through them all and see which one you feel would be best for that person. There's a lot. And then see more results. And more come. There was even more at the end. But definitely search any type of thing. So ADHD. This is going to help you with a lot of the questions that you guys have when we're asking, does anybody know if Plexus helps with blank? This is where you'd want to go and just type it in here. Sorry, my computer's just going really slow. But type it in here, and if there's any testimonies, it will show up. In this one, there is a lot of testimonies on, but for some reason, my computer is going crazy. It's been like this for a couple of days now. But yeah, so that's there. We've got the point of that. Let's go back, see if I can get out of this. Probably not. There we go. All right, so the life-changing Plexus testimonies, this is actually for our team from our diamond, Tamara, which will be at our meeting on Friday. She and I think Bridget put this page together and gathered all kinds of testimonies from our personal team. Again, that's really Tamara's personal team, everybody under her. So these are people that we really could contact and say, hey, can I share your testimony? Or I have a customer who loves your testimony. Would you mind talking to her about it? A lot of these people are willing to talk more to help you out as well. So you could always friend these people. These are all close to us. Let's see. All right, let me show you how to copy and paste. I know some of this is going to be like, oh, that's kind of common sense, but there's a lot of people that really don't understand it, and it's okay not to understand this because some people just aren't good on the computer. All right, so let's say you wanted to share this testimony. The way I do it, and maybe at the end if you guys have a better way we can talk about it, but I would go in, click see more to make sure you see the full testimony, make sure you see the end of the testimony. Sometimes if it's a very long testimony, you'll click see more, and then at the very bottom it's actually going to have see full version or see more, whatever, because it's extremely long, but this one's okay. But anyways, make sure it's in full. You're going to right click and then just hold it down until you get to the bottom, get to the end. Oh, I'm sorry, left click, but then right click and then copy. And then for the image, I click on it, right click and save image. And then I personally have a folder set up, and I'm going to, in a little bit, I'm going to show you guys how to do this. But I'm going to save the image. And then I'm going to post this on our page just so that you guys see it in full. If it'll load. All right. So if you wanted to post it to your personal testimony, your personal Facebook page, you're going to post it here. But I'm just going to post it in our group. I do Control V to paste. There's different ways of pasting. I always like to go through and make it look like I didn't copy and paste it. So like you saw me do, it was like this. I'm going to enter there because I feel like there needs to be a space there. I'm going to come down and find where the paragraphs should be separated, just to make it look more professional and make it not look like I literally just copied and pasted it. This one looks like it's kind of all one big paragraph. So that would be the copy and paste. Now I need to add the photo. Upload. Click her image. It's probably going to take a minute to upload since my computer is going slow. All right, it's going to be uploading. But while it's uploading, you can post like this. But if it were me, I would come in at the beginning. I didn't read her testimony, so I'm not really sure what hers is about. But let's just say it's fibromyalgia. Actually, she has this disease. But so let's just say I would type in something like, check out this awesome testimony I found on fibromyalgia. Testimonies like this and are why I post so much about Plexus. Whatever. Make it personal. Don't just copy and paste this and send it and just let it be like that. Every once in a while, that's not a big deal. But try to make your post as personal as possible so that it catches your reader's eye. So if they are skimming Facebook and they see Ryan Evans, that's not necessarily something they're going to want to stop and read about. But if you put your personal touch at the top, you're going to kind of suck a couple of them in. You're not going to get them all, but you will get the attention of a few. And especially if at the very beginning you mention what her testimony is about, it'll catch them and hopefully they'll want to read some more if that's something that they suffer with. All right, I'm just going to delete this because we don't really need it on our page. All right, so big thing on testimonies is really making them personal. So again, you can start it out in the beginning, or you could type about how it relates to you if it's something that you personally suffer with as well. Or if you know somebody who suffers with it, like my mom suffers with fibromyalgia, and reading these type of testimonies helps me share it with her, you know, whatever. But put a personal touch for sure. I definitely want to go over the phone, but we'll do that after I do all this so that we don't have to go back and forth. All right, something that Dodie does that she mentioned in our last meeting that when she told me was kind of like an aha moment for me, was how to keep your post in order that you want to use later, but not always posting them right then when you see it, is sending it to yourself. So I'm going to go on my Facebook. I'm going to look through here and see if I can find a Plexus post, which I have a lot on here. Usually I have a lot. Let's see. Let me find one. All right, well, let's just pretend this is our Plexus post. I'm going to save the image. No, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Dodie might can tell us different on this. Dodie, if you do this differently, can you unmute and tell me, besides saving the image to your computer? She's getting unmuted.
Hey.
Hey, do you save it to your computer every time?
The images, I actually put it in the message too. So I'll save it and then I'll put it in the message. That way I'll remember what picture with what testimony or whatever it is that I'm saving to my message.
Okay. So yeah, so I would right click, save image, and then I would whatever was said about that image come out, and then sorry, this is all messed up, going slow. All right, so send a message to myself. I'm going to paste what I copied. I'm going to go ahead and send it to myself, and then find the image, send it as well. All right, so then later, let's say a week from now, I want to come back and use that post that I found. All I have to do is find my message to myself, and then all of my messages are going to come up. Just wish my computer wasn't going so slow, but then it's available for me to use there. It's also available for me on my phone. It's going to be anywhere that I want to access Facebook. I can just find my message and find all the posts that I've sent to myself. Yeah, my computer's being. So that's a really good tool to me because there's so many posts that we see from Plexus ambassadors, especially people on our team that we love, but it's kind of irritating to know that we're all posting the same thing. So if we can delay them and save them for ourselves, and a couple hours from now or a couple days from now, go back in and find those messages. Here's some that I've sent to myself. Some pictures that people have posted that I liked. But then I can post it then, and it almost looks like it was a personal thing for me because my friends aren't seeing it all over Facebook. They're seeing just me post it pretty much right then. So let's see what this was. 19 things. 19 hard things you have to do to be successful. So this was probably something that I liked and I wanted to share with you guys, but maybe I just didn't want to share it at that time. So I sent it to myself. So these are just available to me whenever I want to use them. And then I got to where I was sending myself personal things like dinner ideas. Thanks, Dodie. So I always had those ready for me. But they're there. So, I wanted to show you guys how to mute conversations. So let's say this is obviously our team messenger. When you sign a new ambassador and you add them to especially messages, maybe walk them through how to mute it. We don't want them to leave the conversation. A lot of people leave the conversations because their phone is constantly dinging. And that can be irritating, especially if they're working or if it's late at night. They don't want to hear all these dings from everybody. So they can come in and actually mute our conversation and only use the messenger when they personally need it. So they can come in only if they have a question. They don't have to necessarily read through all the posts that we put, but they can come up to options here, and then mute conversation is right here. So they'll mute it. It'll ask for an hour until in the morning or until you turn it back on. So just have them click until you turn it back on. And it'll stay muted. They won't even receive notification that there's a message until they come back and click on it. And then they can unmute it if they choose. But as a new ambassador, it's good for them to see this information. But again, it can be overwhelming to constantly have those dings, and they're quick to just leave the conversation, and then they don't have access to that anymore. So definitely show your new ambassadors how to mute the conversations. Really quick, let me see if I can get, okay, on your phone, it's different for iPhone or for Apple and Droid, but to copy and paste things from your phone, you actually will need to do it from your browser. So Safari is Apple, and Firefox or Google Chrome would be some of the main ones for Android. But you'll go into the actual browser, not the Facebook app. So let's see, let me get this. And then you're going to go into the www.facebook.com. All right. Had a training. Let's see. All right, so your Facebook's going to come up. I'm going to kind of show you. But Facebook's going to come up. It's going to look pretty much the same. It's going to be a little different. But so www.facebook.com. Then you're going to find the groups or the testimony page that you want. Hopefully you guys know how to do this. If not, you can contact me or your upline and get more details on how to get to the groups on your phone. I'm just going to click on one. All right, so again, here's that testimony that I copied and pasted just a minute ago. So I'm going to click on, let me get my finger on it, see more. It's going to bring up the whole testimony. If you hold it down, it's going to whoa, hold on. All right, it's going to highlight a word. Or this is all on Apple, so I don't know necessarily Droid, but it's not going to work. Nothing likes me today. We're late on the meeting, my computer's going slow, and my phone's not going to work. But you should be able to hold it down. It'll highlight a word, and then you can select the whole text, and then it will give you the option to copy, save the image to your phone, and then go back in your Facebook and post it yourself. I'll try to do a different video on that specifically, because a lot of us work our business by our phone. So we also need to know that as well. I think that is pretty much everything I had. So I'm going to unmute, and I don't know how much longer we have. Let's see. All right. I'm going to unmute everyone, but if it's loud, I'll mute it back, and you guys can mute yourselves. And then we can answer any questions. And Dodie, if you have anything, let me know.
I do have one thing.
All right, go ahead before
I've had some ambassadors ask me about, starting their own Plexus business page. Ask me if I think that's a good idea or not. And I actually don't think it's a good idea, because just the way Facebook has business page structured, not many people see business Facebook pages. The only audience that's really want to see your post are the ones who like your page. So I say no, to the Facebook business pages. But
yeah, I would kind of agree, unless you have like a ton of customers.
Yeah,
it's not really, because people aren't going to see that. You're going to see your Facebook as well as your page, so there's not really a benefit to both.
And my thing is too, also, Plexus, to me, Plexus is a part of my life. So, just sharing on my personal page, it makes it more real. It's not so salesy looking.
Yeah.
I actually recommend, maybe instead of doing a Facebook page for your customers, maybe do like a group page or a group message, something where you can kind of let them know about any special that you're running and things like that.
Yeah, that's good. That brought up another thought for me, is that some people, let's just say 2 or 3 ambassadors, and they want to start their own group. You have to be careful with all these groups. It's very overwhelming for a new ambassador. So when you sign a new ambassador, don't feel like you have to add them to everything. We have 10 minutes. But don't feel like you have to add them to our messenger, our group, Bridget's group, Tamara's group. That's too much. It's too many notifications that they're receiving. I definitely add them to our page, our group. That's where we're going to try to start using the most. I do feel our messenger is important, but the group is definitely more important. It's really the only thing that they're going to need in the very beginning. They can friend request their upline for that help, but don't be adding them to all kinds of groups. Do you agree, Dodie?
Yeah, I agree with that. I was actually talking to someone tonight about that exact thing, about, when you sign a new ambassador, just start off small, to just maybe like, if you're one of, with adding them to the diamond, to our actual page, I think it's a good starting point. And then maybe the Diamond Bound Rockstar, I think that's a great start as well. And then the same thing with the messages. Just add them to maybe a 1 or 2, but, don't try to overwhelm them. Some people want lots and lots of information. They love it. And some people not so much. So you can actually tell by the person's personality and in the way they engage, how much or how many actual team pages to add them to and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's good. All right, I'm going to unmute because we have a few minutes to answer questions. All right, everyone is unmuted. Anybody have questions? Any questions? No? Nobody has questions? I guess no questions. So do you have any other things you want to talk about really quick?
I don't think so. I was sitting here trying to think if there was anything.
There's a delay.
funny.
I guess that's it then. So we talked about searching in the groups. That's huge, because again, that's going to help you find a lot of information. Testimonial pages. If you're not added to testimony pages, let us know so we can get you added. Those are big, especially when you have customers asking. There's going to be people that bring up things that you have never heard of. Like, there's some crazy things people are like, what, does Plexus help with this? And I promise you, if you search it, you're going to find a testimony on it for the most part. A lot of things are linked to our gut, so you're surprised at how many things Plexus can help. I'm going to help try to find a way of doing something with my phone so you guys can see that. Oh, let me show you guys how to create a folder. I know some people. All right. Some people, this is kind of common sense. Oh, okay. Let me screen share again. But some people need a visual, so let's just do it really quick. So, oh, well, okay. Let's just go here because my computer's being weird. All right, so I personally have a Plexus folder, but because I'm a photographer, I have a ton of files. So I'm going to search up here. All right, actually, I can do it here. Plexus. Where are you? I can't tell what this says. Okay, there it is. All right, so I created a folder for just Plexus post. When you screen share, it looks totally different on your side. Sorry. Let's try this again. All right. I'm just organized. Being a photographer, I have different things I like, so I do different folders. I have a folder just for Facebook posts, which is obviously the one I'm going to use the most. But to create a folder, you're going to you right click and then new and folder, and then you can name it. Let's just do Plexus like I did before. So Plexus, and then you can put all your photos in that file.
I'm not seeing anything on my screen. I mean, I'm not seeing you do anything on my screen.
What if it's because I moved? Dang it.
Dolls.
Yeah, it's not going to let me. I'll do that separate. I'll make a video and share it with you guys. But I guess if there's no questions, then we will be done. Let me get this back up. Okay. All right, I'm going to unmute one more time, make sure nobody has questions, and then I'll do video on the phone and how to create it. Everyone's unmuted. Any questions before we go?
All right, she said what we do when I come with them.
None? All right, we're going to end this meeting, and then I will share the
You got the money to go.
Meeting will be.
No, I will give you extra money, Katie. I'm just saying, I will give you the money to go.
Will be pre-recorded, and we'll share that next week. So, I guess that's it. We'll talk later. If you have any messages, questions. I'm all messed up tonight. Sorry. Bye.